I'm shaded too. My boy Shady McCard.
That's crazy. You got that daily for that boy Shady. That's what it's like him, right? No, but listen, we talked about that. Lenny Fournette, I'll tell you what, man, he's really doing a great job these last couple of years with the Bucs, showing the dead leg and then showing that power. Ooh, I love to see that. That's what you call crazy work at its finest.
That's crazy work?
Crazy work.
Crazy work. Well, speaking of crazy work, big dog, I don't like this crazy work because yesterday, Kyler Murray was vocally giving his coach some crazy work.
Oh.
Now, you ain't got to be a full mouth reader to read what exactly they were saying, but Kyler Murray charging up Kliff Kingsbury in the second quarter with some expletives. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. They had to ask about it and answer about it after the game. Hey, listen.
He's real animated over there on the sideline sometimes, so it's always, it's never, calm down, we're good, we're gonna make it right. We ended up scoring, so that was good, but yeah, that's all I was saying. Just chill out.
In case y'all missed it, Kyler Murray had the audacity to tell his coach, calm the F down. Let me say a couple things. Kyler Murray's stat line at the time was 96 passing yards and no touchdowns. Kyler Murray, you have not earned the right to tell your head coach to calm the F down. I've never seen a player tell a head coach to calm the hell down. Calm the F down, excuse me. I had to tone it down naturally. I've seen players tell it to position coaches, to teammates, to coordinators, but to a head coach? Kyler, who raised you, big dog? I seen your pops during the Heisman Trophy speech. I know what kind of family you come from that presents. You telling your head coach to calm the F down? It's reminiscent of when you went to your friend's house, 2-5, when you went to your friend's house, Joy Taylor, as a kid, and you heard your friend, 6-year-old friend, Mommy, shut up, my friends are over. You gonna tell your mom to shut up? Who parenting the parents?
Yeah.
I hated, and I mean absolutely hated, seeing Kyler Murray yell at Kliff Kingsbury. Dave, how'd you feel?
I didn't hate it that much, to be honest with you. That's a good analogy that you draw there. With like,
good.
But see, and maybe that's why it doesn't bother me. Is like I don't think of Kliff Kingsbury like that. Like he was going to be the OC of a college program before he got this job. People wondering what his job security is like. He looks like he ain't that much older than us. Like he's still he can't be older than like 40. Right?
I think he's 40.
Like so, this isn't Bill Belichick that you're yelling at, or Mike Tomlin, or anybody else. Like you're close in age. Their careers are tied together, by the way. Like Kliff was instrumental in drafting Kyler together. I hate to say that I view them as peers, but I kind of do. Yeah. I'm sorry if that's weird. I kind of do. And on top of that,
why are we laughing?
Because
this is crazy.
That's a good point.
This is crazy.
No, but he's 40.
He's like
Kyler's what, 23,
24?
Yeah, so I mean that close. Yeah.
I kind of view them as peers. I don't know what you want me to say. And on top of that, especially like as close in age as they are,
crazy.
I view it a lot less as like yelling at your mom as opposed to like, have you ever like been in the car with people and like maybe you got a parallel park or something and everybody's, chatting, having a good time. And you're like, hey, shut up.
Sure.
Shut up.
But you would not do that to your mama. Don't you tell me you would do that to your mama.
Probably not my mom. It's not his mom.
The coach is the parental figure on the team.
So you never got into it and said some bad words to your coach?
Not with Mac Brown, not with Chip Kelly. No. I would say it to my DC. Well, me and my DC got into it.
I'm guilty.
Listen, I ain't never seen you yell at Big Red like that. I ain't never seen you yell at Big Red.
Is what, 60?
Sure.
I want Big Red, okay. 60, you know what I mean? So like if Deuce Staley was my coach, Deuce coach. Deuce Staley's probably my best coach I've ever had.
Yep.
Right? My position coach. But if Deuce was the head coach and I'm 26 at the time and he's 40, we might be some words. And then if you really watch the tape, it's more like you can tell he's frustrated. It's been a long season so far, and he's hearing the whispers, et cetera. And they're in a situation, they call a timeout, they couldn't get the play together, and he's like, man, hey, just calm down. I got it, calm down. It was more, but I could understand because, first of all, we kind of close in age, right? And look, man, hey, calm down.
Shady, there's an 18-year age gap, 43, 25.
Listen.
He could have sunned him.
And he could
have birthed that kid.
I don't see that big of a deal like you do.
Joy, get in here.
I mean, the video is so crazy.
It's crazy.
And little man like this, he's like, calm the F down. He went up there, he on his tippy toes. Okay, I'm
The
sorry.
video is crazy. The video is crazy to watch. Like, that's wild. I'd never seen anything like this before. So when I first saw this happening, I was like, whoa, like, what's going on? Like, it's in the middle of the game. You're kind of like, you don't really have the views to rewatch it and stuff. Obviously, it's a big moment. There's a lot happening. In my mind, if I'm yelling at a authority figure, let's call Kliff Kingsbury an authority figure. If I'm yelling at him like that, it's because he is messing up to the point where he is messing me up. So to me, I read this as sort of to what Dave said, like everyone in the car is talking, I'm trying to do something that's dangerous, I don't want to wreck the car or whatever. Maybe he was just yelling in Kyler's ear, and he was like trying to do something else. He's trying to run the play, and it's just like a little chaotic. And this is how Kyler communicates that everyone needs to stop screaming. Sometimes that happens.
I'm at work.
Still, the more that I watched it and the more I processed it, I was like, okay, but that's his head coach. But I'm still not. I'm not there with you yet because
she's not with you. She's not with you.
I do think
I'm gonna get her there.
that in order for a player to speak that way, even in a moment of chaos, which is what I think we can all agree, like there was clearly some chaos.
Of course.
Yeah.
He wasn't like literally telling him to sit down
and
somewhere.
talk just to him.
Right.
I think it's to everybody in the
I
back.
think that Kliff just clearly doesn't command that kind of energy.
Bingo. But here's it. All right, Jory, I'm going to personalize this for a second. Yesterday, you had to host a show.
I did.
Typically, your boy has to host a show. When you're hosting the show, which you all at home don't realize, and we try to make sure you never realize, there is constant communication in these IFBs from authoritative figures 4 floors above us telling us when to shut up, when to speak, when to wrap up, when to go next, who to talk to next. Constant communication. Every now and then, there's over-communication. They've over-communicated in your ear, over-communicated in mine. Never, not once have I ever, during commercial break, hey, calm the F down. I might be like, hey, can we just not do that next time? Hey, can we X, Y, and Z? Now, I understand football is a more heightened space.
Yeah.
But I wore
we had war.
I wore the green dot in my headset. I was the Mike linebacker. I did have to hear constant communication. Hey, Acho, eagle wide open, me 63 on this play. It's 3rd and 10. Make sure you tell the cornerback to keep his eyes on the quarterback. Let's break on this one, see if we can get a pick. There is a time where a coach is talking too much, but to say calm the F down means I do not respect you. And Shady, you know this better than anybody. If you ever emasculate that head coach, that authoritative figure, then anybody can, big dog.
I just guess it's more like who's the coach, right? Because like I said, he's younger. They're in the same age bracket. And I didn't even know that till you said that. And I thought about like, man. So in football, like when growing up, my dad was big on Mr. Acho or Mr. this, Mr. that. But in football, right, I might call Coach Reed, hey, Andy, how you feel about this play? I might say, instead of saying Chip, Coach Kelly, I say, hey, Chip, am I getting the ball this week? Like, so it is respect in its levels, but sometimes we might have an argument where we might, say some words. I'll give you another example.
Talk to me, please.
When we played Tampa Bay and Chip Kelly was the coach, I ran him and I ran past him. I heard him say, hit the damn hole. And I kind of heard it, right? So we punt the ball and I come up the field. I get the little iPad, because in the iPad they can show you like the plays before.
Yep, the hole's not, yep.
I say, hey, coach, and I'm real respectful to all my coaches. I say, hey, coach, what effing hole you see? And I threw the thing, and I threw the
Sure. But that's different. Joy, break this down.
What's the difference?
Joy, you are the professional.
I was upset.
Wait. Joy, you're the professional cursor on this set. Break down.
I take issue with that.
Break down cursing 101 for us. There's a difference between saying, what effing hole do you see, and demanding somebody via curse words what to do with your action. You know that better than anybody, Joy Taylor.
I mean, Chip might take that, Coach Kelly, Chip, Mr. Kelly, whatever, might take that as more disrespect because it was premeditated for you to go up and do that. This was clearly a moment. Now listen,
that's a good point.
I think this looks crazy. Like I'm watching it and I'm laughing because I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching him yell at the head coach to calm the F down, which is also something that most people don't like to be told, right? Like, if you're in a fight with your girl and you tell her to calm down, you should just prepare yourself for a long night. You have made a crucial mistake. Here's the error. Right there, that moment was when you chose for the rest of your night to be miserable. You generally don't tell people to calm down. So he said that knowing Kliff was going to calm down, because Kliff actually was calming down.
Yeah.
Like, he was the one who was getting more animated. So I don't know. I think this is more of a reflection of Kliff and how he
Yes.
is an authoritative figure amongst this team than it is Kyler Murray.
Dave, what does it say? Because it says a lot to me, but I won't chime in yet. What does it say about Kliff Kingsbury that this occurred?
I mean, if anything, I just think it says that they have that type of relationship, and I was smiling at Joy's point because I wouldn't do this. There are a lot of people I wouldn't do this to. My girl being one of them, whatever that's worth. But I've said that type of stuff to people, like as a group, project manager, working on a show, or maybe just even in the office plays. I'm like, hey, I got you. Shut the F up.
That's right, Dave. Yeah, Dave.
I got that. It's not anything to worry. Like, everybody just shut the hell up and let me do this. Like, I've done it, and it's a great point. I'm very careful about who I do it to.
That part.
There you go.
So does it mean that Kliff Kingsbury is a bad coach? I don't think so. If anything, maybe Kliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray have that type of relationship where that doesn't bother Kyler Murray.
But to me,
Kliff,
it means that Kliff Kingsbury does not have the authority of the team that he should. The winning coaches that we know of, at least as of late, Sean McVay, last year's Super Bowl winner. You got Andy Reid. You got Bill Belichick time after time after time.
Sean McDermott
Doug Peterson. Well, Sean McDermott hadn't won a Super Bowl yet. I was just going to Super Bowl winners.
Okay.
But we can go Sean McDermott, we can go Mike Tomlin, we can go all these coaches. I do not know of a quarterback, and Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are much closer in age. I'm talking, I think, 4 or 5 year age gap. It says two things. I've realized this is talking to you, Shady. It says two things. It shows a lack of maturation from Kyler Murray and a lack of respect being commanded from Kliff Kingsbury. Because Matthew Stafford would not tell Sean McVay to calm the F down.
I got one for you.
See, please, I'm waiting for it.
Sean McDermott is a great coach.
Yes, sir.
When I was in there in Buffalo, he had them guys. He demanded respect, and he got at the whole building. But I was with him in Philadelphia when he was the D coordinator, right? A guy named Asante Samuels. I'm like my second year in the league. I'm still a baby. I don't know how the NFL goes. I watched Asante Samuels. The defense, they gave up a big play. He comes off the field, and at the time, he's like the big dog on the team. He tells McDermott, nobody said effing word to me. Only my position coach can. And went to go and sat down. I'm like, I'm tapping to Sean and Mac like, yo, just see that. So my thing is like, don't act like the NFL don't have these type of.
It does. But not with head coaches. There's a difference. That's all I'm saying.
Can you guarantee?
I do think that the head coaching part of it makes a difference.
Matters.
Little man showed me something last night.
I think your coordinator, your position coach, trainer, whatever, like having those kind of relationships, having those kind of conversations, to me, that wouldn't be as alarming. And I feel like we've seen that before. But to be coming off of the field and very directly yelling at your head coach to the point where, like, everyone is kind of doing a little bit of this just in case someone says something wrong, to me is different. Again, I'm not alarmed by it. I just don't know that I've ever seen it before.
It is different, and I don't want to normalize it too much because I've never seen that, and I've been covering the NFL for a decade and been watching it my whole life. I can't remember seeing that. But at the same time, can you promise me, like, I grew up in New Orleans. The relationship I always go back to is Drew Brees and Sean Payton. They were like this for however many years. You promise me that at no point in all that time Drew Brees wasn't like, hey, shut up and call the play and I'll run it. Like, I mean, that stuff happens on a football field.
I like that. I like that, Dave.
The only thing for me is there is a manner in which you speak to somebody that matters. I agree with you. I think Sean Payton.
The good guy. That's the good guy.
I don't know. Shady, real talk, though. I think there's a difference between, like, hey, calm down, I got this, and calm the F down.
Yeah, I'm fed up.
There's a difference.
I'm fed up. Nah, what's the difference? I'm fed up.
Doesn't the setting matter?
That's right.
Like, if we're here, we're in a corporate building, you know what I'm saying? We have systems in place to keep people acting professional, right? This is a football field. Right. There's a lot happening.
Smelling